Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. It's Sunday. I literally have not been able to talk myself out of the chair all frickin' day. I gotta get something done. Anyways, that's what's left of doing the last... Oh, the doors. I'm pretty sure if I rip that in half, that'd be enough to sheathe the freaking front of that building. But I need to put screen on at least the front vents before I sheathe it. It'd just be the easiest way to screen it. If I was up in Wisconsin, I wouldn't be worried about it as much. But this is Missouri. And we have dirt daubers. And anybody that's doesn't know what a dirt dauber is, it's a mud wasp. And they take mud and make little mud tunnels for the larvae. And they like getting into small spaces. So, I've literally had a scooter that got brought into the shop that wouldn't run. And what I found was the dirt daubers had built their mud nests in the exhaust system and plugged it off. And when I was a kid down in Alabama, I had I think it was a 1963 Dodge dump truck, like a 2-ton, 2.5-ton, and the power brakes was a big diaphragm underneath the truck. When you stepped on the pedal, it moved the diaphragm, and that's what gave it vacuum. It didn't use the vacuum off the engine. Well, the power brakes didn't work because the dirt daubers had built nests in the intake. So, in town here, I don't really have a problem with them. Out at the farm, which is only 6 miles away, that place is loaded with them. But I'm not gonna take a chance. I gotta screen it up, so I don't need some dirt daubers building up in the compressor when I get her all set up. So, give me a second. See what I can do. Okay, I have some aluminum screen left over from a screening project. A staple gun, knife, and I am going to screen this in. That way when I put the sheathing on, it help hold the screen down. Same thing with back there. That's getting screened in. Air compressors put off quite a bit of heat. So I want to be able to vent the heat, but also air compressors need oxygen. So you can't have it all sealed up because it needs to be able to draw air in to run the compressor. That makes sense. So yeah, that'll be vent work there. And this, I don't know if I can see better inside. That'll be vent work up there. So yeah. I've been out of construction for a while. I wish I had a little bit more real estate, because the jack studs that should be underneath the header would have made this a double. But to get a 28-inch door, I just couldn't do it. I barely had enough room to put this in, to tie it all in, so I'm thinking about cutting some little blocks of wood and screwing them in here, at least on the hinge side, to give this frickin' board some frickin' structure. So, running some board sideways, because I might be able to frickin' cut another board and get it in there, but man, that's barely a hand's width. So I want that to have a little more structure to it. But yeah. Alrighty, let me see what I can do. Alrighty, she's all screened in. And now I'll put the OSB over the top of this. And I put some boards, because this is going to be the side that has the hinges. That's going to be supporting the door. So I wanted a little something. Give her a little strength. Alright, let's see if I can get some OSB cut. Okay, that panel's on. I was asked the bit name and how it works. It's a pilot something bit or a flush cut bit. It basically has teeth. Nice skinny bit with a bearing on it. And it's got teeth. And that way you can, it's used for doing OSB and plywood. I have attempted to cut 1/2-inch pine with it, and it does work, but by the time you're done with it, it won't work for very long, and the bit will be burned up by the time you're done. But I was putting the top on a cabinet, and it was 1/2-inch pine, and I was able to do it, but the bit was junk when I got it done. So yeah, you can just throw a piece of sheathing on, and it don't have to be perfect. Like right in here, sticking up, and that's kind of flush, and that side's way too long. The only problem with it is when you get to a situation like this, you can't get the router up there, so you have to handsaw to finish it. And that's when I took the flapper disc and I knocked down what I handsawed. So yeah, let me run up the inside of the frickin' post, cut the excess off. She's all screened. And see about getting a piece for that side. Alrighty guys. Yeah, it literally cuts through, and when it runs down the board, it cuts it exactly flush along the side of the board. But that's as close as I can get, so I have to handsaw this up to here. There's other saws you can use to get in there if you want to. I just have a handsaw out here. So yeah, that's what the router bit does. Makes it perfectly flush. If you try and do this with a jigsaw or any other saw, you're going to be digging into the wood. It's going to be all wavy. This gives you a nice straight line. So yeah. Well, it's not a whole lot, but it's something. I'm pretty sure I have some, when you do wooden screens, there's a little strip they sell to, you put the screen on, then you put the little strip around to hold the screen, and I'm pretty sure I have some. So I'll run a strip along the edge there just to make sure the screen stays in. And she's in there. I still gotta make the panel for the other side and across the top. Like I said, I need to go to Lowe's, get the other two hinges. I have one left. And Lisa wanted to go to Walmart, and I'm hungry. So I think that's gonna be it. I'm gonna see if Lisa's ready to go do something. It's getting late anyways. So alrighty guys, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Alrighty, I still have to finish this panel and that little top, but I did make it to Lowe's last night. Do some hinges on the door. And when I open it up to pull the screws out, you won't believe this. Oh, so yeah, it can be a one-piece door. I gotta do a little cleanup on the corner. Once I get the panels in, I can put the latch in, keep the door shut. So yeah, that's the shed. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.